Hi guys, welcome to Throwzone.com. This is Mohit Soni, and if you're wondering why do we have the Ford Ecosport Facelift in front of you, is because you know the fact that the road test is already up. We've explained everything in detail. This review is going to be a long-term aspect, and what are the likes and dislikes that we've incurred all this time with this car after spending a little more time than usual when it comes to reviews. So we decided to do a long-term review. You can see as I'm walking around the car, the design has been a sort of a benchmark for every manufacturer. So like I was saying, this design has been a benchmark for all the manufacturers that have come in this segment, such as Tata, Maruti, uh, Hyundai very recently, Mahindra, who's been in this segment with ladder on frame cars, but it's finally got the XUV 300, which is a monocoque car which directly goes against this car. So the journey has been long. It's been 7 years plus that this car has been existing, and with the new facelift that is here right in front of you, the rear profile and the side profile remains identical, but the front has the bigger change with chunkier headlights, redesigned fog lamps, and a grille and a lower part of the bumper, which is very much inspired with the Endeavour, which has been also doing extremely well, like the EcoSport for Ford. And when it comes to the interior, let me just give you a walkthrough once again. And this is a keyless entry system, so that's why I was just able to open the door with no key or any unlocking. All black interior, great infotainment system, change of dials and steering wheel. There's a new gear shifter and gearbox. The rear continues with its positives and negatives. Just about enough legroom, knee room, and shoulder room. Legroom, knee room, and headroom. Shoulder room is a little tight. It's been a 4-seater since day one. A fifth passenger, you have a seat belt for them, but there's no headrest here. So, and it's best for short journeys, not long journeys. A lot of other manufacturers in this segment have offered a true a bigger bench and a 5-seater layout, but this car also gets a good balance when it comes to boot space and rear seat, which we know is a compromise in both ways. The boot space around 350 liters is quite good. We also wish, and everybody wished since day one, the fact that this tailgate opened like a hatchback instead of an old school SUV. I think that's also the reason why this car gets this SUV appeal, because Ford internationally dropped the spare wheel mounted at the back, so it looks more hatchbackish, but in Indian market they decided to retain it because that lends it the SUV look, and the way the gate opens is also something a very SUV. So I think that's the reason why it's been done, but I think a more practical way would be a hatchback style opening. Like I said about the interior, the design, there has been a lot of likes and dislikes that we have with this car, because we've spent a little more extra time with it. We could fathom out a lot more things about it. So, and it's mostly to do with the interior again. So let me just jump into that and tell you the fact that this A pillar, which you can see is on the inside as well, is very thick. So when you're driving, taking U-turns and changing lanes, like let's say left to right, left to middle, or left to right, you do sense the lack of visibility because of this extremely thick A pillar here. What it also could improve on is the lock system that this car has. So once you lock the car, let me just demonstrate it for you. And yes, this is how I lock the car, but the moment I open it, it opens up. I think that's not the way it should have been done. And the second thing is the fact that it does not auto lock. Also, it has all the features in the world, but the doors don't auto lock once you start moving. I think something Ford should have looked into all these years. This is one of the primary concerns and complaints that customers have had, but Ford has been unable to address that issue. I think we've also gotten used to it, of course, but it does lock all 4 doors, and it gives you an option to whether it will open just the driver door or the passenger or other three doors. But Ford should have looked into it and changed it in the facelift. I think that was the disappointing fact when the facelift came and this problem still exists. I think it is rooted really deep when it comes to electronics and locking systems, so they weren't able to change it. But a new version is only 2 years away. We've lived with it for so long, we can live with it a little bit more. Something that is a bit of a miss from Ford India. The third thing that is the fact that Ford has been changing variants, pricing, features list quite a lot. This is the Titanium Plus version. And it is the petrol manual. So as you see inside, once again I will get you inside the cabin, is the fact that it does not get leather seats, it does not get a sunroof, and these are the key highlights of the SUV. When it came, it had these options, but it continues to get a engine start stop button, which is great. And apart from that, all the other features that we've explained you in this video as well in the previous detailed road test, so you can have a look there. It has keyless entry, it has ORVMs that fold, and it also does not get internal IRVM here, so that's manual. I think car of this price should get it. This segment does not deserve it, I agree, but with this price it should, because the automatic version is around 11 lakh rupees ex showroom. This is 10.2 ex showroom. This should have gotten that feature. The other thing is the fact that we've told you the infotainment system is great, the sound system is being great, but these are things what you pay for and which you can count. But some things that you will take a lot of time to understand, the fact that we enthusiasts keep saying to each other and a lot of other people that we come across, is the fact that Fords are poor man's BMW, because the way they ride, the way this EcoSport rides, the way the EcoSport handles, the way it does not convey put out any body roll, the way it is supremely stable on the highway, and that is all something we see in a luxury car like a BMW, and that all translates to the Ford EcoSport, which is so surprising for a lot of people out there, but not for us, because we've been testing and driving Ford since almost, at least for me, since the last 10 years. Not a single Ford has been disappointment in terms of driving, and this is also not. Let me tell you, we took this car to Pune twice, and I ended up taking a BMW also to Pune while this car was here, and the level of security, the sense of safety is almost equal. Obviously the BMW is much more comfortable, it's a luxurious car, it just takes care of you a little bit more, but this car is almost there in terms of stability, sense of security and safety. It is very high in this segment. I for a fact know that this car with that level of sense of security and safety, there's hardly just one car in this segment that meets that criteria. I think that's the Tata Nexon. Apart from that, we've driven almost every other car in this segment, and none of them are able to deliver on that aspect. I think that is something which you pay for a little bit extra. Obviously the sense of security also comes in the way when you start counting things, is the fact that it gets 6 airbags on the top end variant, which Ford started. Some other manufacturers also started, but they dropped in between and went back to 2 airbags. So now, which is something standard, the 2 airbags. Back then, 7 years ago, Ford was, I was just able to open the door with no key or any unlocking. All black interior, great infotainment system, change of dials and steering wheel. There's a new gear shifter and gearbox. The rear continues with its positives and negatives. Just about enough legroom, knee room, and offering a 6 airbag equipped variant. So that is something you don't realize when you pay for this. What you also don't realize, the fact that Ford's after sales has improved dramatically. Anybody who tells you the fact that a Ford is expensive to maintain, they're probably living in a different world, because time and again, and we've realized, we've been owners of Ford directly and indirectly, we've realized the spare part prices have gone down significantly. They are lower than Maruti in certain aspects. So that's a very, very bold statement, but we can easily say that because the service cost price is very low, the cost of maintenance is very low. A single service per year would cost you not more than 2000 or 2500 rupees. Even if you opt for synthetic oil, it'll be 3000 rupees or 3500 rupees, which is fantastic for a car of this size, which has all of this on offer, and you're just paying 3500 rupees for service. I think that's a very, very big achievement that Ford has incurred all over these years, with localization, with the effort that they've poured in. I think that's a great job that they've done. Uh, that's it. I think we've detailed road test in our earlier video, where we told you about this engine, this 3-cylinder engine. It's a little low on fuel economy, but it's very high on performance. And if you drive it normally enough, you will get 10 to 11 kilometers per liter. But if you truly want an economical engine, you can opt for the turbo EcoBoost or the 1.2 liter engine as well. But if you want performance and economy, you can choose the automatic or the manual with the 1.5. Ford has gone ahead and sort of broken the rule and given us a 1.5 engine, a petrol engine, in a sub 4 meter car. So that shows their commitment to enthusiasts as well. So all of this, the sales, the service part, the stability, the safety, security, the driving dynamics, the road behavior, is all what you pay for. I think that is absolutely worth it. You're getting so many features which you can count on, which is the active part. The passive part, like I told you, only 1 or 2 cars comes close to that aspect. But then again, they miss out on something which the Ford has in abundance, which is quality and reliability that this car has incurred all over these years. So that is what our long term is about. That is what we felt time and again. That was again realized by fact that we've spent time with this car, and again all of those memories have come back to us, and we're happy that Ford continues to do what it does really well, and we hope they continue to do what they're doing right now, for a great motoring experience for all of us behind the wheel of their cars. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to us, follow us. We've done videos in Hindi and English about this car and other cars as well. Follow us on Instagram. There are cool pictures coming your way for this particular report, and if you think we've missed something, that will definitely be not missed in our long-term report. So that will be in the description link below. So do come to the website and look at it as well. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.